Hey y'all, welcome back to my video. Welcome back to another video, I should say. I would say it's been like a good month since I posted my last video. That was kind of like a vlog. Today I'm back with a story time with my Bix. Pixie, say hey. Pixie, you want to tell them that you're turning 1? Well, 15 in cat years, but you still my baby. He's turning 1 in like 7 days. Aww. Bix. He loves me, whatever. But oh my gosh, I don't like using my front camera, but the back camera's kind of tripping, and my phone has been like acting a little weird lately, so I don't want it to stop recording and then I'm still talking while the camera's facing the other way. So all right, let's just get started for the video. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Fabiola. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And this is video. I don't know what I'm gonna call the title of this video yet, but if you clicked on this video, you already know what the title is. Duh. The fuck. All right, let me just put on my lip gloss real quick. Ugh, I hate freaking kissing Pixie and then I have lip gloss on. My skin looks so bad right now. It's not giving at all. All right, and I'm a little chilly, so that's why. And I'm in the middle of cleaning, so that's why my bed is naked. And yeah, it's a lot going on right here. All right, and I'll be looking down a little bit because I am looking at my notes for this video. So yeah, don't come for me. But this is pretty much like the time where I got played or whatever, because this man told me that I was gonna be a IG model or whatever. So let's get into the story. So this story pretty much takes place in 2021. But before that, in 2020, this dude from a friend that I've been friend. Pixie, you come in here and you stay. Come here. Let's go. Because I'm not doing this back and forth with you. Shoot that thing up, mommy. Let it roll. Won't you pop lock? All right, let me stop. But yeah, so this story time takes place in 2021. But in 2020, I had a friend, one of like my childhood friends. I guess she knows him from like school or whatever or something, and he had ended up following me. So I'll insert like all the little clips and messages and stuff. The one that I recorded that doesn't like show it just shows the arrow, that's the one I recorded now. But I found one in my Google photos that show all the photos or whatever. It'll all make sense when, you know, I'm telling the story. So he found me in 2020. He was like, oh, follow back. And, you know, he would just like comment on my stuff, DM me. He would like be blowing up my likes and like blowing up all my photos, DMing me heart eyes and all that stuff. And I'm just like, oh, okay, like whatever. Sorry about that. So I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. So back in like, we're back now in 2021. So he hits me up a few months later after 2020, and he's like, hey, do you want to be would you want to try on clothes? Hold on. Pixie, stop it. He was like, oh, would you want to try on some women's clothes or whatever? And I'm like, okay, yeah, sure, that sounds dope. Y'all, at the time, I should have asked more questions, but I didn't, because like I was just super psyched just to like, oh my gosh, like he's asking me to try on clothes or whatever for a clothing brand. And at the time, I do feel like my Instagram was blowing up. So I was like, shit, like whatever to get my name out there. And you know, like one of my goals is to become like a brand ambassador for someone on Instagram for a clothing company, or you know, an inspiring influencer. I mean, that's what I am called on Instagram right now. Just because of my followers, it doesn't really mean anything to me. I mean, I'm happy for my followers right now, but it's like, it's not where I want to be yet. So my main goal is to become an influencer, a YouTuber, and, you know, hopefully to become a clothing brand ambassador for a huge clothing line or company or something like that. So I should have asked more questions, but I didn't. So I was like, oh, okay, like, yeah, I would definitely love to. So if you're in the Tampa, Florida area, you know, I'm going to say the name of the mall anyways because it's closing down, I think. The name of the mall is University Mall. So I'm pretty familiar with it. So he was like, yeah, the clothing company is in University Mall, da 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 da. And the clothing company's name, I'm going to say, it's called Heartless with some other stuff, but that's all I remember right now. So it's called Heartless. So I was like, okay, so we set up a date and time. Cool. So he honestly thought that I was gonna come alone, but I'm not going alone. Fuck, I look like. So you know me, I'm mad hype. Like the day of, like like we confirmed everything or whatever, and I asked my friend to come with me. So I went to her house after work, and then she drove us to the place, and she lived closer to it. So I was like, I pretty much planned it around her schedule because I'm like, I don't want to go alone. My niece at the time couldn't come with me. The guy I was dating with at the time couldn't come with me either. So I'm like, okay, like, let me just, you know, see who can come with me. And she was available. So I pretty much scheduled it around her work time. So I went to her house after work, you know, I'm telling her about everything, and I was super excited. So I even brought like my own accessories, like my clothes, like not clothes, but like, yeah, I did bring like a few little clothing pieces. I brought some shoes, some jewelry, like just in case, whatever. So as me and her are like pulling up to the place, this man is blowing me up on Instagram, like literally calling me on Instagram video or something, and I'm just like, bro, relax. So my dumbass made the mistake in giving him my freaking number. Why did I do that? I have no idea why I did that. So I pulled up, and he seen two girls get out the car. He was like, oh, you brought someone? I was like, yeah, you know, I brought my friend or whatever. Pixie, please. So I was like, yeah, you know, I brought my friend or whatever. So he was like, all right. So we get there, and I think at the time the mall was closed, so it was just like us in there and probably security. So what he basically told me while I was physically there, he was like, okay, you know, I'm gonna pick out a few pieces for you. You're gonna try them on, and then you're gonna take photos in them, and then, you know, we're gonna post them on the website to, you know, help promote the clothes and possibly sell them or whatever. And my compensation was supposed to be clothing, like clothing pieces. My back is cold. Yeah, my compensation was supposed to be clothing pieces. So I'm like, all right, cool, like that sounds dope or whatever. And this is me starting out, so of course I'm not expecting anyone to like give me money. So I'm like, okay, cool or whatever. And he, like, y'all, he made it seem as if I was going to be a brand ambassador. So like as he's talking, he's like, yeah, you know, we're gonna go ahead and post these photos, and then we'll see how they turn out. And then once people start, you know, like buying and stuff, and once you start promoting it, we'll give people a discount code, and then they'll be shopped. Pixie, stop. We'll be giving people a discount code, and then when they use your discount code, that's when you'll get compensation off of that. Like, he was making it sound real good, and I was like, oh my gosh, like this is so legit, like this is it for me, like this is where my career is gonna like take off or whatever. So just thinking or whatever, dumbass. So, well, I don't want to call myself dumb. I mean, I wasn't being very precautious. As I go throughout the story, you'll see I wasn't being very precautious, but you know, we all make mistakes or whatever. So I lived it, and I've learned. So, you know, he picks out a few clothing pieces for me, and I'm also going to insert those here. The outfits were nice or whatever, and most of them came from Shein. So, it's crazy because the girl who owned this clothing store, I know her. Like, I used to I don't want to say too much, then people are gonna go on my Instagram. I don't even want to say the girl's name, but I just know her, and she does make her own clothing. Like, she does like sew and stuff. So I thought like that's what her clothing brand was. But he told me, he's like, yeah, you know, she has a lot going on right now. She's doing this, she's doing that. So she wants me to kind of take over her clothing to, you know, help sell it and da da da. And that's why I brought you on, because like I'm skipping over a whole bunch of stuff. In like 2020, like in the messages, as you can see, he would always compliment my legs. He would always ask me out, and I would just say no, you know, politely, no disrespect or whatever. But I would just say no. Even if I wasn't dating someone at the time, still no, like I'm good or whatever. So dang, I got sidetracked looking at this tree. He loved my personality so much because he's been following me on Instagram for years or whatever. Because you know what's crazy, now that I think about it, I would see his name pop up all the time, and we're gonna call him James. I forgot to put that in there. That's not his name. It's not even similar to his name. We're just gonna call him James. So, because that's what I wrote in my notes. So he was pretty much saying, yeah, you know, I've been following you for years, and now looking at his name, like going back and looking, I would always see that name follow me and unfollow me, follow me and unfollow me. And it's like, my page is public. If you just want to look at my stuff, just look at it. You don't have to follow me. That's one of the most irritatingest things. Is that even a word? Whatever. That's very irritating for someone to do, is follow you and unfollow you, follow you and unfollow. Like, make up your mind. My stuff is public for a reason. You can either watch my stuff or not. Like, get it together. So he was pretty much saying that he loves my energy, and you know, like, I'm a pretty girl and I don't act bougie and stuck up like these other pretty girls, and just like dumb stuff. And I hear that all the time, and it's like, I don't really know what to think of that, because like, not all pretty girls are like bougie and stuck up. So for them to say, oh, like, I don't know where I'm going with that, but I just thought that was weird. And a lot of people keep saying that, which I think is weird. Like, I don't know. So he's like, yeah, you know, I love your energy, yada, yada, yada. That's why I chose you, and this and that. So I'm like, all right. So, you know, I get to trying on the pieces or whatever. And I don't know if I said this, but he did look kind of shocked when he seen my friend there. I think I did say that. So I'm trying on the clothing pieces as I put them here. And my friend is taking the photos. As she's taking the photos, he's like, oh, what are you doing? And I was like, oh, I thought you said you wanted me to take photos or whatever. He's like, nah, but I'll do it on my phone. I was like, for what? He was like, oh, because I have to edit them. Excuse me. He was like, oh, I have to edit them on my phone, and you probably don't have like the editing tools. What are you talking about, editing tools? First off, we're just taking the photos regularly, either in portrait or in the regular, like, we both have iPhones. So what are you saying? You're gonna have to edit them regardless if I send them to your phone. Like, it didn't make any sense. So I'm sitting there, she's taking the photos, and he's taking photos as well. I don't have access to those photos. He did send them to me eventually, but I deleted our text thread and I blocked his number, so I don't have access to that anymore. And I tried looking at it through Google. I tried looking at it through like random old messages between me and the people that I've told about this situation, and I don't see them at all. So that's a loss. But all the photos that he was taking of me was like ass angles, and it was just really weird and just disturbing. So, and then in some of the photos you can see him behind, but I'll kind of like crop him out a little bit. So he was doing that, being weird or whatever, y'all. Then he hands me, I'm gonna post it here, then he hands me a butterfly thong. This man had the nerve to tell me, oh, this is one of our new bikini lines. The tops didn't come in yet, but like, he gave it to me like in a, like a, he gave it to me in like, can I help you? You trying to bump? He gave it to me in something like this, so like it wasn't opened at all. So he was like, oh yeah, try this on. So I'm like, oh, okay. Like, I just put it aside. So after I tried on all the clothes, I go to put my regular clothes back on. He's like, what are you doing? I was like, we're done. He's like, no, like, you have to try on the bikini bottom. And I was like, oh, you know, I'll try it on when I get home. He's like, no, you have to try it on now. I'm like, okay. So I go back in the dressing room. I don't know why I did this, but you know, my friend was there, so tried it on. I was like, oh, okay, you know, it fits. And it's not my cup of tea because I've never wore thongs like that. Like it has like y'all will see the picture, but it has like two lines, like two thin pieces of fabric to where I guess your lips are supposed so I hope I don't get flagged for this video, but to where like your lips are supposed to go through it, if that makes sense. I don't know. So yeah, he was like, yeah, I was like, yeah, okay, you know, it fits, but it's not something that I would like wear on a regular. I'm talking to him through like the dressing room. He's like, oh, come out.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
What? Come out? What are you talking about? I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, come out. I have to see you in it. And I was like, I don't feel comfortable showing you. He was like, come out. Like, it's just us. And that's when I was like, like, girl, can you come in here and look at this? And my friend came in. I didn't even name my friend. I don't even know if she wants to be named. I'll just keep saying friend. So my friend came in and she was like, oh, like it looks nice on your body. But she turned around, she was like, but it's not for your eyes to see. And I think she told me in Creole, she was like, girl, hurry up and put your clothes back on. So I hurry up, I put my bottoms back on or whatever. And before we left, like he just kept rubbing my hands and he's like, oh, I can treat you way better than the dude that you're with now. Like you deserve so much. And like he was just like doing a bunch of stuff. Like he was like, oh, like I'll have you in this dress and these heels and get your hair done, your nails done, and do this. One, I don't believe men who be talking like that because I've had a few men talk to me like that, and you haven't got my nails done, you haven't gotten my hair done, you haven't taken me out, like you haven't done none of this stuff. So yeah, so like he's sitting here talking all this stuff and he grabs my hand and he's going around the store. He's like, yeah, I'll put you in this, I'll put you in that, like I'll get us matching J's, I'll do this, just a bunch of like dumb stuff. Like I don't care to hear about that. I'm a grown-ass woman. Like I don't care about that right now because I can do that for myself. So it's time for us to pretty much wrap up and go. So that's when me and my friend noticed. We were like, oh, this is so and so's store, because we seen her name or her photo somewhere in the store. So we were like, oh shoot, this is so and so's store. He was like, yeah, you know, that's my homegirl, yada yada yada. So before we leave, he lets us like pick out a few items or whatever, and then we leave. So as we leave, the next day, I think, or that same night, he was like blowing my phone up, texting me, sending me photos of him and his children, and it was just very weird and awkward. And I just like ignored all that. I asked him, I was like, hey, like, can you send the photos that you took of me at the place or whatever? He was like, oh, you gotta send the photos that you took first. And I was like, okay, sure, whatever. So I sent them to him. So he said it that way so he can edit all the photos at once. So I'm like, okay. I sent it to him, my dumb ass, I know. Shouldn't have did that, but I sent the photos to him. And then he sent back only a few. And y'all, he didn't do nothing but change the color. That to him was editing. That's what his whole edit thing was. So I'm just like, all right, this kind of looks lame and pretty much the same. So I was like, okay, whatever. So he was like, all right, so the clothes that you got or whatever, I'm gonna need you to post them on this day or that day, and then, you know, tag me and tag the girl and then tag her clothing line or whatever, and yada yada yada. So I think I did for one of the shirts, and then that was it. I think it was either one of the shirts or the dresses that I grabbed or whatever, and then that was it. I think I did like a story post or whatever. So after he had sent me the photos and stuff, after he sent me the photos, I think he kept trying to ask me out on a date, and I just kept declining, like, respectfully, you know. I told him that I am dating someone, but it's not like a full relationship, even though it was a relationship at the time. I thought it was. I told him, you know, I'm dating someone, so, you know, like, no, I'm straight on you. He's like, no, I could take you from him. Like, I could do so much better. You know, just, I don't know what playbook y'all men got this out of, but stop it, because it's not attractive. It's not getting y'all nowhere. Like, I don't know why I felt the need to. What are you doing? Anyways, so yeah, he just kept saying all that stuff. I don't know what kind of playbook y'all got that stuff out of, but stop. It's not attractive. It's not cute. We're not going for it. Just stop. So it gets to the point where he keeps on like pushing it or whatever, and I'm like, please, I would like to keep this like strictly business or whatever. I wrote up like a whole like long paragraph thing or whatever, and I'm so mad at myself that I deleted the thread, because that would have been really great receipts for this video. So long story short, he after I sent him that message, he didn't respond for like a week or something. Then he ended up texting me. He's like, hey, you know, if you're really serious about becoming a brand ambassador, you can't be scared. I'm going to need you to send those thong photos if you want to be I call them thong photos, but he said you're gonna need to send that bikini photo if you really want to be a brand ambassador. Now, why in the Sam heck would I put my pussy lips on live for $1,000? Now, like, for real though, like the thong that it was, like, y'all will see the photo. Like, this is my lips right here. This is my lips, and this is like the fabric. Like, my lips would be like this, and there's a butterfly in the front, and then there's a butterfly like in the back, like on the top of the, you know, on top of the cheeks. Why would I do that? Why would I send you a photo of that? Why would she post that? I mean, she might because of her profession, but why would you want me to post something like that? I'm not sending you that photo. I'm not doing that. So at this time and point, I got really irritated.
Just to let you know, I put the AC down because I took open my window, okay? The Clorox is killing me.
Oh, okay. So at this time, like, I was really irritated with him, like, telling me that. I think I told him, I was like, okay, I'll no longer like do business with you or something. Or I probably didn't even respond. I think I liked it, and I was like, okay, this just won't work out or whatever. So like a few days after that, I made a YouTube video about the Ivy Apartments, and I had on one of the shirts he gave me from the clothing store. So I posted like a boomerang in it. I think I posted like a few TikTok videos in it, and then he DM'd me, or he texted me or something. He's like, dang, you didn't tag us or anything. And I was like, I thought I wasn't working with you anymore. And he was like, oh, okay, my bad, or some shit like that. So just after that interaction, you know, I deleted it. Not deleted it, I blocked his number. I blocked him off of Instagram. And that was it, to be honest. Like, haven't heard from him since. I don't think I would, because I blocked him or whatever. And then, you know, like, just to be on the safe side, I did end up, because I'm not gonna go too much into detail, but I know of the girl. So I did DM her, and I think I asked her if I still have the DM. I should. I don't think I deleted it or anything. I'll post it here. But I think I told her something like along the lines of, hey, do you need a brand ambassador for your clothing company, or do you need like a model or something for your clothing company? Something like that. It was something along the lines of that. And she never responded. And that was like a year ago. Till this day, she hasn't responded to nothing. So I don't even know if she really knew what he was doing or whatever. I don't even know if her clothing store is still up in the actual mall or not, because they are closing it. As many years as they say they're closing the mall and they're gonna redecorate it and do a bunch of stuff, they be lying at this point, because y'all keep saying y'all gonna do stuff with the mall. The mall is still sitting there. It's not doing nothing. But yeah, so she hasn't responded back to me. Haven't heard back from him yet. And yeah, that was pretty much it. This story, I thought the story was gonna take longer. It felt longer writing it, but I thought it was gonna be longer than it was. But excuse me, it wasn't. What I've learned from this is to definitely go into a situation like this with a written contract. Everything needs to be documented, even if it's through the DMs, if it's through text messages, everything. Excuse me. Excuse me. Everything needs to be documented. Definitely, ladies, if you're just starting out or whatever, or if you've been doing this, you probably know, bring someone with you, because he definitely looked shocked that I had someone with me. Imagine if I didn't bring anybody with me. Who knows what that man could have did with me. And I always wondered, because I wanted to do it like on the weekend. Like I wanted to like take the photos on a weekend where I was off, like a Saturday or a Sunday. But he's like, nah, those days don't work for me. Why doesn't it work for you? You're working. Like I could do it through work hours while the mall is open, while people are coming in to try on stuff. Like I don't know how it really works, but I just thought that would have been a better situation in my mind. But I guess not, because think about it. On the weekdays, I believe the mall closes at, I want to say 7 back then. 7 or 6:30. I don't know. It was like a early day where the mall had closed or something. And you really wanted me to come to the mall by myself? Like he really looked shocked when he seen my friend. Like if I didn't have anybody with me, I don't even want to think of what could have happened, because I've been through situations like that before. But something bad could have went down, and who knows, that could have been the last straw for me, where I would have went crazy or unalived myself or something like that. I know this, I'm not talking shit, but I know this is like going down a wrong path or whatever. Like not even a wrong path, this is just going down a rabbit hole. I'm just saying this to say, bring people with you, okay? I don't know what could have happened with me if my friend wasn't there. And the fact that I was so desperate at the time, I honestly would have probably went alone if my friend wasn't available, because he kept saying like that's the only day that he's available or whatever. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So yeah, that is the time where I got played. I thought I was gonna be a brand ambassador, but I wasn't. He just wanted some booty pics and a thong pic. And I do still think he has those photos now, probably masturbating to them. I don't know. I didn't know men could masturbate to pretty much anything. Can I say that on YouTube? I don't know. But if you made it this far into the video, thank you for watching. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. Go ahead and share my video. This might help someone out. Or go ahead and leave a comment of if this happened to you before, or you gotten played or something. But now I know in the future, I know what to do and what not to do. So again, thank you guys for watching my video. And yeah, y'all will see me in my next video. Bye.